What is good, guys? This is Phase One, and today I'm going to be running you through my brand new sample pack, which is out now on Splice. It is called Metal Step Mayhem Volume 1. So it's basically divided up into 6 different folders: bass, drums, effects, guitars, synths, and vocals. So all up, I think there's over 1,100 samples, all the Phase One signature sounds that you can expect from me, all my drums, all my guitars. I recorded like a whole bunch of guitars specifically for the pack, all like loops and chords and all sorts of things. So let's run through that and let's get right in there. Let's start with the bass section, because that's I think what most people are generally interested in. So there's a loop section and a one-shot section. Let's start here. I think there's probably like over 200 one-shots here. So there's a whole bunch of stuff you can choose from. And there's generally like a lot of different variations of each sound as well. So there's like a typical acid sort of bass, 4 different variations of it. For the pack, I think maybe like 10% of the pack is stuff included from my songs, like old projects and everything. But probably 90% of the pack was written like uniquely for the pack. So I think that's pretty cool. But there is a lot of stuff that you'll recognize from my songs as well. Like what's a good example? Like the Crash and Burn, like long bass. It's the main long bass from Crash and Burn. But then I also made like 4 other variants of that as well, which is unique to the pack, which is cool. So there's stuff you'll recognize and stuff that yeah, you can just have fun with basically. So let's have a look at these ones. Nice. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff here. What else is there? There's a few things from Demon Hunter here. Nice. My contribution to the Disciple mega collab last year. Not this new one, but the one we did last year, We Don't Play. Yeah, that's my contribution. Yeah, there's a few variants of that as well. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, all this cool stuff. Lots of long boys. And everything's labeled by key, so it's very easy just to drop and drag all your favorite samples into your DAW. Anything specific? Let's have a look. Made some like kind of growly boys. Going for that kind of Skrillexy growly sound. But yeah, there's so much stuff in here. Like I honestly just think you should just go and experiment with it all. And then there's also a whole bunch of different loops as well. What's a good one to show? Oh, that's pretty cool. There's like kind of like Welcome to Mayhem kind of vibes. Yeah, and they're all named pretty uniquely. And a good thing to know is that each of these samples, of the bass samples, they include the full frequency spectrum. So it's like, it has your bass, your mid-range, and just everything. And they're all processed nice. So all you have to do is drop and drag it, and they should generally work within your mix. You shouldn't have to do a whole lot to it, depending on what kind of song you're doing. But yeah, so it's all in there, ready to go, just to drop and drag. Let's have a look at my drums. I think I get asked about my drums a lot, and I've basically included everything that I use in my production here. So it's all there, ready for you to just use. This is stuff I've recorded over the last 20 years, basically, and stuff that I've made in more recent times as well. Some great chinas for like if you're trying to do some like metal sections. There's some great chinas here, lots of good crashes. Yeah, so there is some EDM stuff that I'm about to show you with the drums, but I did put a lot of focus on doing more like acoustic style drums just because it's metal step mayhem. So got to give you the goods because everyone always asks us about it. So yeah, some good stuff in there. The drum fills are really cool. They're very much like rock band metal style drums. Nice. Just all the goods, you know, and they're all labeled with BPM, so nice and easy to find, and just drop and drag into your track. So they're really cool. Drum loops also, I've got them sectioned off into acoustic drums and EDM drum loops as well, just to make it easier. Originally I had them all together, but I was like, nah, I want to keep it all separate, so it's more obvious what you're looking for. But yeah, there's some EDM things in there as well, like your typical like dubstep drums and stuff. A few experimental kind of things in there. But yeah, there's a bunch of toppers as well. Yeah, and then so let's go into the kicks. So most of these are recorded in more recent times, but there is a lot of old stuff which I've used in my old productions. Yeah, I mean they're just fat kicks. I don't really have to go into much detail about that. They're just good kicks, dude. Yep. Snares are more fun, I think. They're a bit more distinguishable, especially if you're listening on your laptop, whatever. So this folder is kind of like a combination of acoustic drums and like serum drums, basically. Yeah, toms are pretty self-explanatory. They're all the ones I use in pretty much all my songs, so you can now get that for yourself. Effects section, pretty self-explanatory as well. Bunch of followers, everything's always categorized pretty obviously. These are all categorized in the length of how long the sample goes for. Some good ones in there actually. Where's the... Yeah, there's a bunch of that. I recorded like a whole lot of Foley. I bought a Zoom, one of the Zoom mics, and just went around my house recording a whole lot of cool stuff. That was actually quite fun because a bit of a cool little project just to add some Foley. There's some really cool ones in here, like some of these textures in like this plastic. Like ASMR fans are gonna love this stuff because dude, those textures are great. Had a lot of fun making this. Like, actually, my favorite one of my favorites is here. It sounds like vinyl, but I actually like. I had a beer and I took a swig of the beer, and when the bubbles are coming up, I put the mic right up to the beer bottle, and that sound is just like thousands of tiny little bubbles popping in. It sounds like fucking vinyl, dude. It's sick. Anyway, but yeah, lots of cool Foley for you to use. A whole bunch of glitchy boys. I know people like these, so. Yeah, impacts speak for itself pretty much. That is a bunch of things I made. What else we got? There's some cool little loops. Yep. Rises, yeah. I put a lot more focus into rises because I think, I don't know, I had more fun making these, so there's a lot more rises in here. but there's some really good ones too. I put a lot of time into these, so what's a good one? Let's start here. For some of the more tonal ones, I've got them categorized under the key that they're in, and giving you a few different options as well for like the more dubstep related keys, and that goes for the guitars and basses too. They're all very much written around the keys that you would write a bass music track in. So like anything basically from the key of D to like pretty much F sharp, D, G, sorry. Let's get into the guitars, because I recorded a whole lot of different guitars for this. I basically just did like, I recorded my 6-string. So they're categorized into 3 different folders. Chugs, which is literally just a different, like 4 chugs in each of the keys going up the fretboard. Pretty self-explanatory, but that is good to add into your songs for some nice little chuggy boys. Then there's some sustains, same kind of principle, but it's just like holding the sustain note. Yeah, and so on and so on. So they're great for like intros, outros, and all that kind of stuff. And then if you want some riffs, your boy recorded a whole lot of riffs, and they're all stereo, so they're all double tracked already. So all you have to do is drop and drag them into your song, and it should be good to go. Yeah, so there's a lot going on there, and that's just the 6-string guitar. I went and bought an 8-string guitar specifically for this pack, and for my production, but I went and bought an 8-string, and I recorded a whole lot of stuff with that as well. Same kind of layout, so there's a chug section, a sustain section, and then a loop section as well, and this is where all the good stuff is. Anyway, yeah, lots of cool stuff in there. Had a lot of fun whipping out the guitar and recording a whole lot of stuff. Same with the bass as well, some bass chugs in there. There's a whole bunch of bass riffs. And sustains as well. So there's plenty of stuff to use in there. And I also recorded a lot of clean guitar. So there's chords. And they're all like super nice obscure chords, lots of 7ths and 9ths. That's just the kind of thing I like writing on guitar. So they're cool to use, and there's some like little riffs and stuff too. Lots of cool stuff there. Lots of cool effects as well, like some amp harms and harmonics. Yeah, all the goods, and leads as well. So the guitar section is probably, it's probably a couple hundred samples in here, but yeah. all the tasty stuff. So I'm really proud of that section. So I hope you guys have a lot of fun using all the guitars in there, because there's a lot to work with. Synths, yeah, there's some synth loops. There's a few stuff from my songs here, like it's like literally the synth from digital, but put it in there anyway because I like it. It's kind of like an interpretation of one of the synths I used in my Excision collab. Actually, there's one really cool one here. So I like this one. A whole bunch of one-shots too. Like, it doesn't really. I don't really need to go in much into this, but they're great. These war horns here. I actually made all these using my mouth. So I just made like a noise or a note into the microphone and then just distorted the hell out of it and made it sound like a war horn pretty much. Yeah, that's super cool. That was a lot of fun. And there's a whole bunch of nice pads too. Yeah, they're all great. And then there's a vocal section, and which is basically just me sitting down for a couple of days straight, making noises out of my mouth, and I recorded them all. Oh, I recorded my girlfriend as well, actually. That's her, that's definitely her.
Are you ready for phase one?
That's me burping.
Back the fuck up, destroy. Fight me or die.
These choirs here are pretty cool. It's just like, this one is, that's my girlfriend's voice laid about 10 to 15 different times in all different notes. And then I did one myself as well. That's cool. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. I like these ones.
I will destroy you. I will destroy you. You will never beat me.
Yeah, lots of cool stuff in there. So I don't know what else to say about it, but the pack is out now. So I highly recommend you go check it out, because there's lots of stuff that you can use in your productions. PhaseOne's Metal Step Mayhem Volume 1 is out now on Splice.